Basically, SDK is hitting SGARDIO endpoints. We have API endpoints. So for and all those endpoints are starts from here. Like after this is the base URL, and after that there will be endpoints, right? So okay, we are set. Now let's go to the app.jsx. Let me remove all this. I didn't run, right? npm. Oops. Yeah. Okay. I showed you signed in and signed out button, those conditional kind of thing. Let's let me just include those signed in. Currently we are signed out, so let's if signed out. What? Yeah. If signed out, let's show the sign in button. Yeah. Button is visible. Just the button because we don't have the UI. I'll tell you why this color is changing. It's because of the branding from Esgardio. That's another business requirement, but you can overcome this with styling. Yeah. So when you click on the sign in button, it will redirect you to Esgardio, like this. You'll need username in the Esgardio, obviously. I have actually, if I remember correctly. Sign in. Yeah, gone because user is signed in. We haven't. If this will only render if the user is signed out. Let do something else. If the user is signed in, yeah. Then let's enter sign out button. Sign out. It's there, right? When I click on the sign out button, user will get sign out. Like you might have observed that even when I change the React code, when it got refreshed, right? But still the session is there, right? It's maintained. So on refreshing the page, it didn't get. We are not logged out it. So yeah. So this is like how. So I just added few lines of code, and the authentication mechanism is already implemented, right? You can do all bunch of other things. Let me go to the slides. If I have included those things, sign button, and sign in. Yeah, this is for the app native. So if I wanna show the user dropdown or user profile, let me talk about the user profile. There is one more component called user profile. User. So it will show the user profile on the dashboard like this, all the data. If I edit this data from here, right, it will get reflected in this Gario as well, right? So all that mechanism, all that functionality is already implemented. You don't need to do anything. You just need to get the components of the SDK and include it in the code. Just that's it. If this is just a component, right? It will make your UI clunky, not clunky, but not good. So you can also use user drop down, which will like this. It will show you the drop down sign out button as well. So you don't need to add sign out button explicitly. Like this, it will show. Yeah. So this is how you can implement. I have another app created for the better UI. I'll go to the another app because here we don't have anything header footer and stuff, right? So let me just go there. Yep, Tomato food delivery app. We all know this. So yeah, so this was my header section. Let me go to the code. The button adjusted itself. You can close this, right? Yeah. This is the code. I'll tell you what are all these preferences and all. That's for the theming purpose. So yeah, let's talk about that. So you can see the color is black. Why? Previously the color first was blue, then orange, and all, like it's confusing, right? And not a good experience. So by default in SDK, by default the color is blue, and the orange was coming because on the Esgadio side we had provided branding. Like if when you have the like when you redirect the user to Esgadio, the default color of the Esgadio is orange. So if you want to change it to blue, because when my application is blue, I can do that. Right now, from different purpose, I had set it to orange. That's why it was changing the color. But if I provide the color in the application itself, then it's going to override, right? Then that glitch that you are seeing, it won't come, because the preference will go to the color that you provide in the application, right? So this is how you do that in preferences. Theme overrides color primary. Primary color is this 00 hash 000. That is black, right? If I provide some other color, then let me check if I can do blue. If I can try it, just yeah, it's changed, right? Yeah, no glitches and everything, right? So right now from the Esgadio, the color that is coming is orange only, because it's hitting the API, right? So from the Esgadio is getting the color, but it's not applied here because of the preferences that you have set, right? So yeah, that's most of it. Here I have, here it's app native. It's not redirecting user to Esgadio page. We are not redirecting. If sometimes there are requirements that, or you might not want to redirect user to another window. You might want to implement in app, right? So that also you can do. How to do this? I haven't done proper styling here. That's why it's occupying the full screen horizontally. But this component will get adjusted in your div, whatever CSS you might want, like whatever styling you might want to add. Let me go to the sign-in page. Yeah. So this is my sign-in page. Why I'm redirecting? Because when user clicks on the sign-in page, I wouldn't want that in the header itself, right? This component. That's why. So I set the proper routing here in app.js. Yeah. So when user clicks on the sign-in button, it will go to that component, sign-in component, the routing, right? And I have provided that sign-in from Esgadio, right? So yeah. Also one more thing, you'll have to tell Esgadio also. You'll have to tell Esgadio to do like where to route when user clicks on the login button, because that sign-in component is from the Esgadio. So you will have to tell the Esgadio where to route when it clicks on that, right? So that's why. So sign in. So yeah. So when user clicks on the sign in button, it gets redirected to here, hash sign in, and there the component that we have provided will get rendered. Just sign in. So for redirecting purpose, we had sign in button, and if you provide the URL, sign in URL in the main.jsx, in the Esgadio provider, sorry, you'll get app native, right? So that's all. Yeah. So yeah, here there are multi-language support as well. You can change language. You might wanna keep the language as Hindi. You can do that. You can have French or all the other languages you wanna add. You can add those. AI-powered style editor. Okay, this is the branding thing I was talking about. I'll go to the Esgadio and show you how it was done, right? So in the branding, as you can see in the design panel, when I'll scroll down, there will be inputs and forms, buttons, borders, and all, and colors, right? So if I set those colors or styling there, then it will get applied automatically in your application, unless you have provided preferences, right? So that it won't get overridden. You can have these variables, CSS variables. You can just use these variables to implement your own styling, have your own styling. So you can completely override what is there by default using these variables. There are more variables on the GitHub. I'll share you the link. You can go there and check it out. AI-powered login flow designer. I'll go here and show you what is login flow. And in the first slide, when I was talking about the challenges, I was talking about the authentication mechanism. This is what I was talking about. What kind of security layer you wanna, like authentication layer you wanna add, how many steps you want, all that you can do from here. And there is a sign up component as well, similar to sign in, right? Yeah, user drop down. Let's first go to this guide and show you. Yeah, so login flow. This is the login flow. Whatever flow you want to add, you can add. And let's go to visual designer. So that, yeah, this is how it shows. First, username and password. If I add one more step, it will get added here, right? In here, in step 2, you can have passkeys, magic link, email, OTP. Username and password won't work because it's showing, because all the options will be showing by default, but it won't work because in the first step you have included the yeah. If you want to use Google, that also you can do. Other Microsoft GitHub are not visible here because I haven't set it up. Google also wouldn't be coming by default because you need to provide your own API keys and secret, right? So here, so when you click on the new connections, configure new connection, you can just go with all these identity providers: Microsoft, Facebook, LinkedIn app, Apple, all these. This you might not have heard about. Yeah. So let's click on the Microsoft, create. Yeah, client ID and secret, that's it. So, and whatever your name you provide here, when you create it, it will appear here. Cancel here, right? So that's there. There is also what I mean by AI powered is you can just provide the prompt here, like set me. I want username and password as the first step with sign in with Google as an option. I want MFA on second step. Then it will configure the flow for you, like this flow. You won't have to do it manually. There is also something called adaptive authentication, like conditional authentication. Execute step 1, step 2. This is how it's executing. But if you want to have something custom here, that also you can implement. But that's an advanced level. You can explore that later. But yeah, that's mostly it. And let's also talk about the branding thing. But branding, style, and text. You can also set email templates and SMS templates. Yeah, branding, design, layouts, all that you can configure. Theme preferences, images, right? This also you can change. I can set Google's logo as well, right? Try branding AI here. If I provide an URL, if I provide a URL of an website, Xgadi will automatically fetch the details like the styling, the logo and everything, and apply it automatically. You won't have to do that manually, right? Let me show you this. This is this Xgadi slideshare won't work. Let's try this one. Yeah, as you can see, the login box will look like this. It has fetched everything. Let me go to the images. Yeah, the logo is here, right? It will now when I click on 7 publish, it will then it will be applied, right? So this is how it works. This might not work for some websites. Like it won't work for if I had an app called Tomato, right? If I use Zomato here, it won't work because Zomato doesn't allow to web scrap. This is scrapping based. right? So some websites don't allow to scrap because of the performance issues, right? If a lot of scrappers are there, and if there are a lot of scrappers are scrapping at the same time of that website, then there might be performance issues, and user experience might be bad for other users. So that's why they don't allow that. So that won't work, but yeah, for few this will work, and yeah. So that's pretty much it. Uh, there are other things. Let's quickly wind up. B2B use case, I haven't talked about it. User dropdown, I showed you this. Organization switcher, okay. This is uh, uh, something when you grow up in the business, or you have multiple uh, applications or subsidiaries or whatever. Like it's about B2B use cases. Let's say you have Zomato and Blinkit. You have both of these apps, right? And if you are logged in into and you are already logged in Zomato, and you want to switch to Blinkit, you don't want to log in again. So if you have registered those applications with Esgadio, there will be a grant type called organization switch grant. I talked about the mainly four grant types, right? But this fifth grant type is also available. It's specific to this B2B use case. That's why it's not common. But yeah, that support is also there. And so yeah, with the help of this grant type, what happens is when you are logged in Zomato, you have the token. You use this grant type, so that the Esgadio knows, okay, the client wants to, like, client has allowed for organization switch, right? So then, with the help of the Zomato token, it will issue a new token for Blinkit. So the user won't get signed out. User will just click on from the drop down or whatever in the application, that whatever implementation, UI implementation is done, it's based on you. It depends on you. But yeah, let's say there is a drop down, and from the web page is from Zomato. So when user clicks on the Blinkit, it will automatically change to Blinkit, something like that, right? Like the UI depends on how you have implemented, but yeah, there won't be redirect to Esgadio for one more authentication flow, right? There's there. So for that purpose, we have organization switcher as well. With the help of this, you can easily switch to other, as you can see here, TeamSpace is you can consider this as the root organization. Below this, you have Concept Lab, Revenue Stream. This is what I meant by drop-down. You might, if you have implemented something like this, right? So when you click on this Concept Lab, it will redirect you to Concept Lab, and you won't have to log in again. So when is this useful? It's useful when in big organizations, some people have access to all the subsidiaries. If Dipender Goyal wants to, if he's logged into Zomato, he shouldn't be asked to enter username and password again for Blinkit, right? He should have access to all of these. So similar way, in big organizations, there can be multiple subsidiaries, and even for the senior people, only few sets of subsidiaries might be accessible, and few are not. So all that you can control via this organization switcher, and also role-based access control also comes with the picture, because it's based on role, right? Based on role, you are allowing a user to switch to certain organization. Yeah, it's an advanced topic, but it's very easy to configure once you understand your use case and how you wanna have it in your application. Right? That's all you need. So other components, sign up button. Okay, there is one called sign up button as well. So I showed you sign up button, just sign up. So just sign in and sign up are it will show you the username and password box in app itself. It's for app native. But if you just include sign in button or sign up button, it will redirect you to Esgadio. There is user and user profile. User is also there. User component is for getting the user information. You can extract your first name, last name, and render it on your home page. Like when the user logs in, you might want to show some good text like welcome Vaibhav Hapani, something like that, right? You can have those. I think I have implemented. Yeah, something like this. So username, user is the object you get from this component when the user is already signed in. If it's not signed in, then this won't render. Yeah. So user, then name, given name, and family name. You can have all the other attributes as well. For B2B use cases, we have create organization, organization list, and organization profile. Right? All these components are there. What are the use cases that I won't be explaining about what are the use cases, otherwise the session will get longer. But yeah, the whole thing is well documented on the website. You can just check it out if you're interested. Yeah. What's available today? React, Esgadio React. Already I showed you. In Next.js it's also available. Remix, it's in the development. Yeah. So a few things I want to talk about. I told you I'll told you why client credential is client secret is not there while registering the application. Usually when you do that, you get the API key, API secret. That's what client ID, client secret means in Esgadio's terms, right? So when we registered a React app, why client secret was not there? Because for single page applications, there is no point of having a secret because you can't keep it a secret. It's gonna get exposed on the browser side, right? So there is no possible way to keep that as a secret, right? Because you don't have a backend, right? So what do we do in this case? Because if you don't have the client secret, nothing is secret. How is Esgadio gonna know that the request that is coming from is legit or not? Like if it's coming from your application or not? If it's not coming from somewhere else, if someone else has your client ID, then you are done, right? You don't want that. So that's when PXE comes into the picture. If you remember in the protocol tab, PXE was enabled, right? PKCE, it's called proof key for code exchange, if I'm not wrong. So PXE is for, PXE adds one more layer to the authorization code grant. I haven't included in the slide because it's more technical, but I'll tell you or like high level idea. When I told you first request goes to the authorized endpoint of Esgadio, Facebook, Google. You can imagine as a third party. So from PUBG to request will go to the Facebook with client ID, not secret. We don't have, right? Let's say PUBG doesn't have. It just has the interface. It doesn't have just those functionalities. Let's imagine it's a single page application, right? Application. So request will go to the Facebook. Facebook will see the client code, a client ID. Facebook, okay, client ID is registered. But Facebook will still not trust, but still it will show the username and password. User will enter username and password. Facebook will verify, will send an authorization code. Now the catch is, when the first request was sent, a code challenge was sent along with it. Code challenge is basically a string, hashed string, right? You have a string that is called verifier, original string, you hash it, that is code challenge. So when you send the authorization request, the first request, you send the code challenge. So Facebook has the code challenge, right? It's public, it's fine. It's included in the URL, right? It's not secret, but right? So Facebook has the code challenge. Now when Facebook issues the authorization code, PUBG sends the code again, along with the verifier. Now that verifier won't be included in the URL. It will be sent via secure method. So when the verifier is sent to the Facebook, Facebook will hash it and compare with the code challenge, and we'll see if those are same or not. This is how it will get authenticated. That's how it works. So PXE is really important for single page applications, and that's all. And something additional on the server side also, when we have client secret, Then also they are in the OIDC 2.0. They are still considering, like they are considering to have Pixie in on server side as well, even when you have a client secret, because uh, there are ways to um, intercept requests from backend as well in these days. So that's why this is just additional information. Yeah, uh, that's all. One more thing is how you store the token. If you're storing the token, you might be storing token, like you wouldn't, but initially when you're learning, you might be storing token in local storage or session storage. So that's not recommended, because um, it can be easily, it's vulnerable to the attack, right? Like cross-site scripting attacks and all that. They can access your local storage from there, right? So it's not recommended, and also it's not like it won't. The session might not be persisted. Even if you close the window, it's gone, right? So what you can do is you can use web workers, like when you are building your own, not using this Guardio, you have web workers. You can store tokens in web workers and get it from there, because it runs on different thread, right? It's isolated environment, so it's safe. It safe to attacks. Yeah. So that's all. No. Thank you all for listening to me. And this is my QR code. You can scan this and connect with me on LinkedIn. Yeah. If you have any questions, we can have discussions later. Or maybe I can take now. Do we have time? Does anyone have any questions? Yeah. Hmm. Will you be able to? Will you be able to do what? Uh-huh. You not get all the data of the user. Oh, you want it from the Esgadio. Uh, yeah, webhooks are there. He's asking if you already have the users on Esgadio. Yeah. I think it's doable, because those users are your users, right? Not Esgadio. Like it's Esgadio's users, but the application is yours. You have created those users. So yeah, support for that is available. You can use APIs. Yeah, like there are a bunch of APIs listed on the documentation. The quick start guide that I showed you, below that there were a lot of other topics as well. That is whole Esgadio documentation. It's not about just about the SDK. In the documentation, there are lots of APIs. For everything, every flow, every single thing, there is an API, right? So you can hit those APIs. How to hit those APIs? What kind of parameters or scope or grant type or whatever? What token or what kind of token? What scope does that token needs to contain? All those informations are included in the guide. How to get the token with the particular scope, like particular permission. Those steps are also included. So yeah, so it's possible. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Superbase is more like, I don't know. Yeah. Take it. That's why I asked. Yeah. Yeah. Superbase is different from Esgadio. Like we can talk later. But Superbase, Firebase, Google Auth is also one thing, but it's not like fully fledged identity provider. It just authenticates. It doesn't do anything else. Like, right? So Esgadio is like an identity provider, right? Auth you can consider as an authenticator. Like you can provide that connection in the Esgadio, right? It doesn't provide role-based access control and other features like user management is not there, like, right? And if there is, they might have another application. I don't think there is, but yeah, but they can have. But Esgadio is like complete application which from where you can control everything when it comes to authentication and user and authorization. With what kind of permission, what you wanna authorize to the user. So yeah. Okay, thank you then. Thank you everyone for listening. That was me, Enes Gardio, React. Thank you.